If your mind isn't entirely contained within your skull, where does it end? This brings us to what philosophers call the boundary problem. Why do we each feel like a private, individual awareness, walled off from everyone else? For thousands of years, contemplative and meditative traditions have described states of consciousness where the sense of a separate self completely dissolves. Practitioners report experiences of oneness or unity, where the boundary between me and the universe seems to fade away. Once dismissed as purely mystical, these experiences are now being studied with the tools of modern neuroscience. The findings are remarkable. Neuroimaging of long-term meditators shows that during these states of self-dissolution, brain networks associated with self-referential thought and the feeling of a physical boundary, like the posterior cingulate cortex, quiet down significantly. In other words, when the brain stops generating a strong signal of a separate me, the experience that emerges is one of boundarylessness. This aligns with the speculative idea that the brain might act as a kind of filter. In our normal, day-to-day lives, the brain is constantly reinforcing the feeling of being a distinct individual. It's a survival mechanism, but it seems possible to quiet this filtering mechanism. When you do, what people report experiencing is not a void, but an expansion. This suggests our ordinary, walled-in consciousness might be a special case, not the default. The boundary of the self might not be a fixed anatomical fact, but a fluid, dynamic process that our brains construct.